Hello, my name is Catherine Young, and I am doing a response video for Module 2. One of my personal values that I would highlight would definitely be respect. With me being a basketball coach, dealing with youth, and currently dealing with the inner city youth, where I'm in a more impoverished area. My students and my players have a huge problem with respect. Um, they don't respect one another, and they don't respect me all the time. Um, and respect, I feel like it's tied to integrity, because to me, if you don't respect my time, like a lot of them will not show up to practice, and then they'll lie and say they had to watch. They'll just come up with all type of lies, um, and then they don't show up to practice. To me, that's disrespecting my time, disrespecting my effort, just disrespecting their team by not showing up, and then they're lying. That's that's no, that just X's out integrity. So what I do, first of all, I try to hold each of them accountable. What I am seeing with youth today is that they they're not committing. They're not committing to sports or to anything that they do. They're kind of being lazy about it. Um, I'll admit I do need to learn more ways to kind of implement and instill values into. That's what I'm really trying to do with my players, because I want them to grow as a person, not just as a basketball player. And I want them to understand that they have to respect not just me and not just each other, but they need to respect everyone, especially when they want to be successful. So a lot of what I do, it comes from, or I try to teach them. I try to teach them respect and integrity, as far as and learning on the basketball court, but also translating that to real life. Now, I have looked up some Jay Billis articles that I like to share with every single basketball team that I have, um, just about respect, and I do look up to some coaches, or I try to revert back to some things that some coaches have said to me prior to. And one of the things that I tell my girls as well, that was always, 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 since I started playing basketball, that was always told to me, is that I was coachable. And that I told them, out of all the compliments, out of all the accolades that I may have earned during my playing career, the compliment that I was coachable was the best compliment that I ever received, because it translate over to not just from basketball, but it translate over to me being successful outside of basketball. It's translate to me because I can respect my coach, because I can respect who's ever teaching me. I can adapt, and I try to let them know that when something is thrown at you, they need to just go with it and just trust, but outside of that, just remain coachable. Stop trying to argue. Stop trying to argue with me. Just remain coachable. And if they can remain coachable, then they'll be very successful, and not just in basketball, but in life. And I think that when I broke it down to my players like that, it really helped. And I guess I can say that also goes from my playing experience, and kind of pulling back from what, and I always do this in coaching. I always try to remember, reverting back to or going back to high school. I always try to remember what my coaches said, what they did, and looking up old plays, or looking up things, encouraging things that our coaches used to say, things that I honestly sometimes thought was dumb at the time, but now I'm coming to realize that every coach, every single thing that they did, there was a purpose. And it's funny how everything comes full circle, because now I'm using it on my players, but at the time I did think it was a little dumb. But I never argued with the coach, and I tell them that I use my personal experience as well to let them know I didn't always agree with my coaches. I didn't always think that my coaches knew what they were talking about. However, I never argued with them. I never sat there and said I wasn't going to do anything. And even if I didn't think something that wasn't going to work, if anything, I'm going to do it how they're telling me to do it, and show that it's not going to work. And to my surprise, I'll find out that whatever they're telling me to do, it worked after all, and that I don't know it all. But again, respect is definitely something that I really am trying to, it's a personal value. Respect is a huge thing with me, no matter what. And I'm trying to really instill it with my players, with me being a coach. And it's something that I need to learn more about, how I can ask more questions, and learn different ways to kind of make sure they buy in on that respect value. Thank you.